Good day and welcome to Dungeon Miser, where I take the hits so you don't have to. It's that most magical time of year again, boys and girls. Commander 2016 is out. So we've got all 5 sets here. We're going to take a look at them. I've got some buddies coming over. We're going to play these sets, let you know what we think of them, and which, if any, are worth your money. Okay, so we have drawn 4 decks, and this is Jeremy. Jeremy, what did you draw?
So I drew Yidris, the Maelstrom wielder. It is a 5/4 trampler for 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red, and 1 green. And it says whenever Yidris, Maelstrom welder, deals combat damage to a player, as you cast spells from your hand this turn, they gain Cascade. And what Cascade is when you cast a spell, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. You may cast it without paying its mana cost, and you put the exiled cards on the bottom of on your library in a random order.
Okay. Want to hold up the box so we can all see? Do a little zoom in.
So shiny.
Beautiful. Okay, now you have some other cards here too. We're all playing the as advertised commanders today, but you've also got some other choices, other legendary creatures in your deck. So what else do you have that's spectacular?
Yeah, so I got the 3 other partner commanders that came in with the deck. I have Kaidel, Chosen of Krufix, Thrasios, Triton Hero, and Vile Smasher the Fierce. So they're all the new partner commanders, or partner legendary creatures that you can have as your commander, and you can have 2 of them as your commander, which is pretty sweet, because it's something new to the format.
Okay, very cool. All right, so we'll move on. Now we've got Mike. Mike, who didn't bring his play mat, so he's actually got a placemat.
Very special.
Yeah, it's very special. It's special edition just for today. You can bring it home as a souvenir.
It's placemat like with a Y and an S.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, you're going to use it to eat your lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Okay, so who are you playing?
Okay, so I got Atraxa, who has a lot of words on her. She's a 4-color commander, green, white, blue, black, who has flying, vigilance, death touch, and lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, proliferate. Proliferate is you choose any number of permanents or players with counters on them, and then give another counter of any kind that they already have. So this is a very powerful effect. It can, again, affects players, so it can affect experience counters, it affects infect counters, and it can affect just regular counters on creatures, which this deck generally wants to do out of the box. Looking at some of the other creatures, we have our partner commanders, as Jeremy went over. So the 3 I have are Ishai, Rayhan, and Ikra, who all benefit from counters, whereas Ikra benefits a bit more from the power or the toughness of your creatures for gaining life. Some of the other cards I've highlighted are, again, focusing on counters. The ones I've pulled out generally double the number of counters on all my creatures, at least, and some even on permanents. So this is a very powerful effect. I think everyone agrees it's a very powerful deck in general, and I'm looking forward to being the #1 target for the match.
Okay, you want to show your box there? We'll get a look at your commander. Yes, this is the big seller out of the new sets of commander decks. 5 decks in all. We're going to be playing them all. And you know what I discovered? Is that stores, they sold out of that one very quickly.
Yep.
And when the store wants to order more, they can't just order that commander. It has to come in sets of 5.
Yep.
So if you've got a couple that just aren't selling, you want to get more of those in, then you're stuck with more of the ones that aren't selling.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming up. It could be a special giveaway. Okay, we've got Erica here. Erica, who's your commander?
Brea, Ethereum Shaper.
Okay, and what does she do?
When Brea, Ethereum Shaper enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 Blue Doctor artifact creatures with flying. And you can pay 2 to sacrifice 2 artifacts, and you can choose one of the following. Brea deals 3 damage to target player, target creature gets -4/-4 until end of the turn, or you gain 5 life.
Okay, so that's some serious action too. And you've got some other commanders here. You've got a wide array of potential commanders.
Yes, there's Sharam, the Hagemon, Salabad Goblin Tinkerer, Silas Ren Seeker Adept, Bruce Tar Boris Herder, Akiri Line Singler, Sadiri Galvic Genius, Hannah Ship Navigator, Jorkadine the Prevailer, and Godo Bandit Warlord.
Okay, so you need a degree in linguistics to play this deck as well, apparently. All right, and let's see your commander.
So pretty.
Okay, looking good. Okay, and last but not least of the guests for today, Richard.
Hello.
So, Richard,
Well, my commander today is Saskia the Unyielding. She's all but blue. She's a 3/4 creature with haste and vigilance. And when she enters the play, I choose another player. Whenever a creature of mine deals damage, combat damage to any player, it also deals that much to that chosen player as well. So it's a very aggressive deck.
can I suggest Mike?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
You can write that right on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Choose
cool.
a player, you choose mine.
And any other potential commanders in the deck that stand out for you?
I pulled out the 3 partner commanders. It was Ravenos the Soul Tender, Timna the Weaver, and Tana the Bloodsower. They all have the 3 partners, part of the marquee for the deck. And I pulled out a couple other cards that I think that go very well with the deck, for that to be a very aggressive type of deck here.
Okay, beauty. All right, and the final deck. Kinios and Tiro of Meletus. I'm assuming they're Greek. My commander, at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Each player may put a land card from his or her hand onto the battlefield. Then each opponent who didn't draws a card. So I'm everybody's friend today, because I'm going to keep everyone's hands full of cards. But then I've also got other cards that punish you for having too many cards in your hand. I've also got several other choices of legendary creatures, but today it's the brothers here. We're going to prove that we can do it. Brotherly love.
Hug
All right.
everyone to death.
All right. Okay, Richard, remind us again. Who were you playing? Who
I was
recommended?
playing Saskia the Unyielding.
Oh. Now you did lose.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Someone has to lose, but did you enjoy playing?
It was quite fun. I got to smash face quite a bit with it.
And now here's the question. Would you drop, because these are manufacturer suggested retail price $40 Canadian, would you drop $40 to buy this deck?
Definitely.
Definitely?
Of
Okay,
course.
Mike.
That'd be interesting. I
Tiers
might try
are
the
all
partner.
done now. Game's over. The lucky placemat didn't do it for you.
No.
You were the last man standing.
Yeah, I came close. I think Atraxa definitely has a lot of power, even after losing my board and not having an effective board through Hushering Griff. It really builds itself up insanely quickly. A couple standout cards are Cathar's Crusade, really huge, especially with the proliferate effect from Atraxa. Cauldron of Souls just always has people second guessing their mass board wipes. Just so you can get everything back, and again, when they come back with Cathar's Crusade, gets rid of the -1/-1 counters, and it's just constant value. A couple other cards that came into play that I liked, Juniper Order Ranger just kept putting even more counters on top of my other things. Hardened Scales, which is also in the deck, did that very well. And actually, the card that nearly won me the game was Migratory Route. Pretty much you'll almost always basic land cycler this, but with Cathar's Crusade out, that was just a free mass board pump. When you're down to 15 life and you can put Atraxa up to a 16/16 like I did, gaining that life back, it nearly won me the game, which you managed to just win.
You're welcome.
just win.
Okay, so again, was it worth $40? Would you drop $40 for this deck?
Yes, there is so much value. I know Atraxa is worth a lot just by herself. She's a really pretty card as well, but there's a ton of value in this deck, and there's just so many ways you can go about it. If you want to do a counters deck, if you want to do experience counters, if you want to do Super Friends and all Planeswalkers, whatever way you want to go, I don't think there's a wrong way, and I do think the partner commanders, the ones that came with them, are probably the strongest pairing that comes in a single set. And you can probably easily swap them out for Atraxa and plays them. So very versatile deck, definitely worth the money.
Beauty. Jeremy, who are you playing? Remind us.
I was playing Idris, Maelstrom Wielder. So much value in that one card, because If I deal combat damage to a player with my commander, all my spells have Cascade until end of turn, so I was able to get lots of value. My MVP cards for that game, definitely Waste Not, definitely Wheel of Fate, Worm Harvest, and Kydel, Chosen and Crewfix. They all worked really well together. I was able to generate, I think it was upwards of around 50 mana that one turn. And I got to cast a whole bunch of insane stuff. Plus, with Cascade, I just got more and more value every single time I casted something. So I had a lot of fun with this deck, especially that one huge turn where I casted upwards of like 12 spells in a single turn. It was great.
Okay, so then you would pay $40.
Oh, for sure. $40 was definitely worth how much fun that was.
Okay, so it's my turn now. I enjoyed playing my deck. The Commander deck was great. I would definitely say it's worth the $40. I had a lot of fun. I think I'll get a lot more play out of it. The fact that there are several other legendary creatures in there that can become your commander and change up the deck a bit gives you lots of options. Everyone seemed to like their decks. $40 a pop, though. You don't need to run out and buy all 5. You can buy one, whichever one seems to fit your style of play the best, and get lots of fun and enjoyment out of it. There are lots of commanders or legendary creatures that can become your commander in your deck, so you can switch things up every once in a while. And when you're done, then go buy a second one, or swap with a friend who's bought another one. Do I recommend it? I do. Is it worth your money? It is. Dungeon Miser out.